and 10 at their own 21. Here's Winston. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it a second down. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Hey, let's get a conversion. Green, Trevor, say.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
They'll run with Fournette, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now Jameis on second down. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Second down, Winston. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Winston. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Fournette on the counter. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Gun.
To throw on second down. Murray flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big third down play there for the Jags. And even 40 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. As you mentioned very early on, the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Murray. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Watch him now, Barney.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And it's 21-3. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On second down, it's Jones. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Third and long for Winston. He's going to look deep for Perriman. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Fournette. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Detroit!
Here's Murray. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Murray. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the rout is on here in this first half. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Bucs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. 1st down, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Yannick Ngakoue in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And it's fielded at the 34. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
And they try the sweep to Jones. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Jameis to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
Throwing again. Murray steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. He's got a man. Complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And Lambeau will put this one through. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And he'll get this one up to the 26. A gain of 3, 2nd down. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can. And he powers his way up past the 30. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run it with Jones. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing on 1st down. Murray. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun, Murray. And that is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Detroit!
On 1st down, Murray. Now he'll let it go deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case,
and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And he's got room. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Bucs D leads to a touchdown. Now the extra point. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They'll turn the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Here's a give to Fournette. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
To throw on 3rd down. Murray. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, thinking about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot. And
I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And Lambeau will put this one through. And their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now they try the right side here. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd down and 12. The give is to Jones. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout,
because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Watch it now, Barney.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray stepping up. He'll try and run. And they'll get him down here at the 23. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Time for a break. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he gets this away. And look at this. This is a good one. And he fields it cleanly. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They have gone to the 4th quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on to victory there, would be their 3rd of the year. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Winston now from the 50. And the pressure pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. To throw, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
On 1st and 10, Murray. Flush to his right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Detroit! Detroit!
To throw on 2nd down, Murray. He'll rifle this one deep right. It's caught at the 10. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He got 29 yards that time. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
One last shot now for Winston. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for